Hey everyone, for TFC this week, for your second class of the week, we have a nunchuck drill for you guys. When we were leaving out the classes for the end of the year, a couple requests were, can we do some nunchuck training? And I thought we would start this year, or start off with one of those for online, so that way you guys can practice it at home all you want. So if you don't have nunchucks, remember you can just use your belt, a little bit of tape. I'm going to show you how to do that in the video. If you do have nunchucks, go ahead and grab those, and let's go ahead and get started. As I said, so I had a request on nunchucks, so I grabbed a pair of my nunchucks. These are my favorite ones. These are my black and red ones. I know they contrast with my Carlos Machado shirt. Don't forget, Professor Carlos will be here in January, so that's actually why I'm rocking this shirt, to kind of be a quick reminder of that. But you have your nunchucks. So nunchucks, very simple, is a stick, two sticks I should say, two sticks connected by some form of chain or rope, and some are chain, some are rope. These are speed chains. They have the nice bearings in them so they spin. So you have your basic chuck. How long they are is going to be based on your particular set that you buy, or maybe even how big you are. I sell smaller ones for kids, and then I have the longer ones, and I have the longer ones for adults. My personal preference is I put my thumbs about right where the end of the wood stops and where the chain or the rope starts. This is how I set mine up. I don't like holding weight on here. I tend to get hit too often, and I don't hold any closer because you don't have you lose too much space. So right here is a good spot. And so you have this here, and that's all you need. Now, from there, it's going to set us up. Again, you have your basic chamber, one end right there. So I can go from this side, I can go from this side. And that's it. And all you're learning is to be able to put it in and hold with one hand, put it in, hold with one hand. Chamber number 2, over your shoulder. Grab the chuck right here. Okay? That's it. And then, if you're unsure, there's a way to do it without letting go. But I found that's pretty hard for a lot of people, so I just throw it over my shoulder like I'm tired, and then I grab underneath. And then I let go. Throw it over your shoulder. Again, my thumbs are still pointed towards the chain, and that's always going to be the case. Throw it over your shoulder, throw it over your shoulder, throw it over your shoulder, throw it over your shoulder. And this is simply switching from chamber 2 on the right and the left. And this is your first tricky thing. This gets a lot of people. If you're unsure, again, chamber number 1, chamber number 1, chamber number 1, to chamber number 2. If I throw it back and track with my armpit, chamber number 1 again. Pull it out. Chamber number 1, pull it over my shoulder, chamber number 2, chamber number 1. Pull it out. Under, over, under, reset. Under, over, under, reset. Under, over, under. If you want to go over, switch sides, trap, reset. Trap under, over, switch sides, under, catch. And that's a way to train this, so you're practicing both chambers. Okay? That's your first core stuff. Okay? Chamber here or chamber here, and then be able to control it. So I go from here to here, here to here, here to here. That's your next big thing, is be able to trap it in this chamber, trap it in this chamber. And then I can switch sides. Trap, 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 trap. Or I should say catch, trap, catch, trap, catch, trap. And then I'm good to go. So under, over, over. Okay? And then be able to mix those together. That's your big stuff. Now we're going to get into a little bit more twirly, fancy stuff. So your first twirl, okay, is a forward twirl. That's it. Second twirl, backwards. It's going towards my back. Same thing over here. Forward twirl, backwards twirl. Okay. Now, putting that with my chamber. So I twirl, over the shoulder. Now I can twirl, over the shoulder, twirl, over the shoulder, twirl, over the shoulder. And you can do this as many times as you want. You can just twirl like 3 times and then switch. Or maybe just do 2. Or maybe just do 1. But you're just practicing a twirl, a backwards twirl with chamber number 2. And then you have your forward twirl. With the forward twirl, we tie into our figure 8. Okay? And what I want you to get out of this one is the fact that you can switch hands while the figure 8 is still going. If I slow this down as much as I can, so there's 2 hands, and now it's 1, 2, 1. And then I'm twirling on this side. Twirl, 2 hands, twirl over here. Twirl over here. And again, just like before, you could get this going. There's your figure 8, twirl. Figure 8, twirl. Figure 8, twirl. 2 hands gives me my twirl on the other side, and then there's my figure 8 and my twirl. Cool. And that's it. That's it for this first little video on the nunchucks. All right? So all you have to get is chamber number 1, chamber number 1, chamber number 2, chamber number 2. Backwards twirl, which leads me to the chamber. Backwards twirl, which leads me to the chamber. And then forwards twirl, which leads me to the switch. And the forward twirl. And the switch. And the forward twirl. Okay, I did say if you didn't have any nunchucks, I would show you how to do them with your belt. I took one of my belts and I simply taped the ends, or I used little hair scrunchies on the ends just to show that you can do both ways. They're pretty close, okay? It's not perfect, but it's pretty close, and depending on how big you are. So if I drop these, but nothing is any different. So underneath, underneath, behind, behind. There's your backwards twirl. There's your forwards twirl. There's your backwards twirl. Here's your forwards twirl. Now switching side. Backwards twirl, backwards switch. Doesn't change. Figure 8. Doesn't change. Tucking underneath. Getting a little bit of roll. Backwards twirl. Backward roll. Backwards twirl. Or backwards chamber, sorry. Forward, there's figure 8, switch sides, underneath, behind, twirl, underneath, behind, forward. And so even with this little bit, you have a lot of choices. So start playing with it, have a lot of fun. Couple warnings. 1, I do not recommend making your own nunchucks unless you're using a belt like this. Okay? Give you a funny true story, and then I'm going to sign off. True story is, I took 2 pieces of wood. I went to Lowe's or to Walmart, whatever. We cut them to about the right length, about a foot each, and then drilled a little hole. And then I took a piece of rope, I think it was a shoestring, and we screwed right down into it the shoestring. And then we were in my living room showing off and seeing who could do the coolest, most awesome tricks. And my friend had some pretty cool stuff he did, so I jumped up, let me show you this. And I did my thing, and the rope snapped, or maybe we cut through it with where the screw was. And it flew out of my hand, and it hit this table my mom had, which was a wooden frame with 2 big glass mirrors in it. And I don't know how this didn't happen, but it landed right in the middle. It like hit the floor, I think. It flipped up, it landed right in the dead center of the 2 pieces of glass, which there's no way to disguise that. If they broke, I would have been in so much trouble. and then it hit the couch, missed my friend, barely, went over the couch and hit this collector's plate my mom had, and it broke it. And I had to explain that to her, how I broke this special collector's plate that I couldn't replace. And so, with that being said, don't do what I did. Don't do nunchucks in the house. That's first thing. 2, don't do them with fake ones. Make sure either you buy a pair or you use your belt. And then, of course, make sure you're in a space that is good for this, like an outside or a garage or whatever, so you don't break nothing that's meant to not be broken. All right, with that said, that's the end of this video. You guys stay safe, keep training. Do me a favor, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that like button. If you're liking overall what you see on the channel, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. It really helps us out, helps me out big time. And then last but not least, hit that bell icon, ding ding, so you know the next video is coming out from all of us here at the Martial Arts Living Association, and of course here at my gym, Keishidojo Martial Arts Release. You guys stay safe, keep training, keep chucking, and I'm out. Well, there you guys, there you go, TFC guys. You have a video on the nunchucks as promised. So go ahead, let me know what you guys think of this. Go ahead and put in the comments if you did the workout and you completed it. And also, let me know if you're going to use your belt as a chuck, or do you have your own chucks? Kind of curious, just for the sake of understanding. Well, you guys stay safe, keep training, keep chucking, and we'll see you next year. This is Sensei JD, and I'm out.